Woke up this morning to find that our heating isn't working properly. It's working, it's just not heating up to a high enough temperature to actually get the house warm. So yeah, Pem's got a boiler man coming later to check it out and figure out why the boiler's being like that.
Hi.
Hello.
The baby's sitting in the chair.
Yeah, I've got Nova in the high chair, got Nova wrapped up nice and warm, and
Yeah.
Layla's got her fuzzy robe on.
Yeah.
So yeah, keeping everyone cozy this morning the best way we can.
Slobber face, slobber.
All over my face. Do that again.
Boop, boop.
Slobber my hair.
Through my hat bucket. Oh, that's where that glove went. Okay. Oh, that's where Layla's cat hat went. Got my purple one. I might wear the purple one. Let's see. Oh, there's the other cowl. Might bring that one. Oh, that's Layla's other hat. Layla, come here. I just need you to try on something. Just got that one. Oh, this is where the bigger one went. Come here.
It's just like Nova's.
Yeah, but that'd be good for keeping your ears warm, won't it? And you can then wear another hat over top like this.
Making people think this blue part's attached to this hat.
It's okay, it's just to keep you extra warm, isn't it? But there's your pink hat that I knit you, that I knit the same one for Sasha.
Oh, can I see? Oh yeah, I chose the sparkly one.
Yeah.
And Sasha had the sparkly one.
Yeah, okay, so I'll bring this blue one because this would be good as like an extra layer under to cover your ears.
Where shall I put this?
I'll take it, I just wanted to see if that fit you.
Okay.
Okay, so Layla hat's sorted. And she can wear the yellow one. This one fits okay, so I think that'll be my hat. I'll bring a spare one just in case, because you never know. Also good to have spare hats because Perry's mum is coming too. Right, bucket of hats. Go back in the cupboard.
So, my baby sister Nova is going to have her first food. That's this, not milk.
So looks like she's pretty interested.
Yeah.
You want to have some num-nums?
Ah.
Let's see. You're going to open up? Okay.
That's perfect, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, we're just going to try a little bit and see how she does.
Yeah.
So, oop.
Every mixed
Spread that.
Pears.
pears. I only use baby food.
Needs to be a bit close to the end of the spoon.
Oh no, I'm just trying to get it into her mouth.
What's
that
that,
yummy?
baby? Is that yummy nibbies?
It's a strawberry and apple one.
It's okay.
I want to show you that, Daddy. I want to show you this one.
Is that good?
Oh.
Yeah.
Daddy.
Ah.
Oh, Daddy, 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 Daddy.
Yummy, yummy.
Daddy, Daddy.
Yes, Layla.
Come over here, here,
Oh.
here.
That's all right, baby. I'm just stood here. What's the matter? What are you looking for?
This is... What's happening?
Oh. You're not going to come and see what Nova's doing?
Ah.
You think it would be more interesting what Nova's doing?
I'm going to stand right here.
Okay, a bit more. Okay, this is one scoop of this. Oh. Yeah.
Yum.
Lola. Is that good? It might also be the taste of the spoon that she's not a fan of.
Yeah, I would
Then
imagine.
I think there might be some in Layla's kitchen. I just don't want to go rummaging
Well, I
around.
thought the other ones are these.
No, it's not really. Boo! 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 Pow! Pow! Wah, wah. I'm gonna get anybody who gets in my way. Boom! Boom!
Mummy doing to you.
Boom! Boom! She was laughing. I was doing it before. Shall we get Layla? Shall we get Layla?
Yeah.
Pow! Pow! Boom! 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 Jump! 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 Pow! 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 Pow!
Oh, she likes it.
So some not so great news. The boiler was, well, I say the boiler, the heating was a bit on the fritz today, and so ever since this morning, Perry woke up at 4:30 to feed Nova, and then he realised there was something not quite right with the boiler or with the heating, so he's been like trying to figure out the boiler all day, and it's why we had the fire going all morning and stuff like that. And then we just had a boiler guy come and check it out, and essentially the boiler's dead. Long story short, there's a bit more to it than that, but long and short of it, we need a new boiler. So that's great. 2 days before we're supposed to go away, and a boiler that doesn't work properly. I mean, we get hot water for like showers and stuff, it does that fine for now. We have, the heating does work, it just doesn't heat above a certain temperature. So the water coming out the boiler is not above a certain temperature, which is fine for like showers and stuff. Not so great for heating an old house. That's not very efficient. Layla's room's fine. Our guest room is fine. Our bedroom, freezing cold. For some reason our bedroom is the worst. And downstairs is quite cold as well, but that's why we've had the fire going all day. I'm just getting Nova some milk ready, and yeah, so the plumber who came, or the boiler guy who came, was really good, and he's hopefully, fingers crossed, going to be able to come back on Monday and replace our boiler. So the automatic cat feeder. So unfortunately my mum's gonna have to deal with that when she's here, but like I said, he knows what he's doing, so she just basically has to let him in to do it. And yeah, just not really what we wanted to be doing right now. Hey guys, so it's almost 8 o'clock now. Kids are both in bed. Perry's got some work to do this evening, or rather reading he has to do for work, and I'm just sat here by the fire, staying nice and toasty, waiting for some food to arrive that I've ordered. So that's how I'm spending my evening. Let me show you what I've been doing knitting wise. I realise there's been a severe lack of knitting content in these Vlogmas videos. I have been knitting, I just haven't been sharing a lot of it, and I realised I did all those gift knitting socks and I didn't actually show you what they look like at the end before I wrapped them all up. So I'm sorry about that. You saw them in progress on the last podcast if you watched that. But I never actually showed you them finished. So yeah, that happened. I started a new hat, so this is going to be the same style as the hats that I knit for Nova that you've seen her wear a lot, and also I knit the same one for Layla, which she'll be wearing on our trip. So it's fingering weight yarn, and it's like a double hat. It's very similar, I guess, a few people have said it's very similar to the I think it's called the Musselburgh hat by Isolde Teague. I haven't seen that pattern, like, I mean, I haven't actually read the pattern itself, but I've seen the hat, and mine is different in a few different ways. The top of the head decreases are different, and I think the style of the construction of the hat, how you get to the end product, is different as well. So I think it's different enough that I'm going to release it as a pattern at some point, probably next winter. Any patterns that I'm talking about releasing probably aren't going to happen until next autumn, next winter at this particular point in time, just because like I said, I'm not really working at the moment, at least not until early next year, probably spring sort of time is when I'll start getting back into working. Like, I really wanted to take some dedicated maternity leave this time round, and it's definitely been a lot. I've felt a lot better for it, let's put it that way, without that added pressure of having to work. So the first yarn I'm using is this rainbow skein of hand spun, which was spun by my friend Sarah. And then I also have this off-white, slightly blushy sort of neutral colour as the second colour for that one, and it's nice and soft, so I thought for like the inner part of the hat that'd be really nice. In terms of socks for Nova, I have another pair done, which is great. So I'm down to the final pair, the last pair of socks, so I'm probably gonna start that tonight, work on those and get that finished before we go away. The hat will be great sort of travel knitting because it's just stocking out round and round and round. And because I'm knitting it to fit me, then I can sort of just try it on as I go and figure out the length and all that sort of stuff as I'm going, and keep notes. And then I have a couple of other projects I want to cast on as well before we head off, so I have some options for while we're away. Not that I imagine I'm going to have a huge amount of knitting time whilst we're actually in Lapland, but you never know. So yeah, that's my plan for this evening. Edit this vlog, do some knitting, watch some videos on YouTube or something, sit by the fire, try not to freeze. I say that, I kind of say that in jest. Our bedroom was the coldest one just because we have two fairly large windows that are single glazed, so really not great. It was on our long-term plans to get those windows replaced with double glazed windows, and that has now jumped up our list of priorities for things to deal with next year. My mum and dad are actually coming tomorrow, and my dad was supposed to go back tomorrow afternoon, leaving my mum here, but I've asked him to stay an extra day and see if he can stay until Monday so he can be here when the boiler guy comes, just in case my mum has her hands full with Nova or whatever, and so he can be here as well, just to help out. And also he's dealt with stuff like this before, so it would just be, you know, extra reassurance for me to know that my mum's not going to be like on her own trying to deal with Nova and the boiler guy and whatever else. So honestly, just more stress that I did not need in my life right now. Honestly, I was anxious enough about leaving Nova and going on this trip. As much as I'm looking forward to it, I just did not need the added stress of all this. So yeah, like I said, the boiler's limping along at the moment and it's still running, just not properly, but it could die at any moment. Like, it could literally stop working at any moment. So that's why we're trying to get it fixed ASAP. But yeah, we've basically had this fire going all day. Oh, and the other thing I was going to say was, so our room, because of the window situation, is one of the coldest rooms at the moment, but we do have an electric heater that we've put in there at the moment, and it's gotten the room up to a nice temperature, which is good, and it's got a little thermostat on it, so it doesn't get too hot, which is good. And then Layla's room's, her window's double glazed, so it doesn't get too bad, and her radiator heats her room enough because it is smaller as well. So with the doors closed, it will stay at a nice temperature. So we should be fine for the next couple of nights. And like I said, the electric heater's there if my mum needs it whilst we're away. But yeah, so it is all just a bit stressy. Honestly, I swear, every time we want to go away, every time something happens, it just feels like every time something goes wrong. Honestly. Anyway, I think that's it for now. I'll catch up with you guys tomorrow. Thanks for joining for another day, and I will see you guys